Welcome, guys, to this week's trade review. I'm glad to be here to to consider to share my journey. Okay, it hasn't been easy, but we keep pushing on. Okay, in this week, I took majorly three trades, and all thanks to God, two were winners and we had one loser. So one of the trades I made about 1:4. The other one was 1:2. So yeah, 4 plus 2, that should be 6, and I lost one. So invariably, I made about 5%. Okay, so yeah, that was it. I made some mistake here and there, and I will also talk about it in the video. So please, if you are receiving value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment so that we keep growing together. So we're going to jump right straight to the computer. So I will show us how and why I took those trades. What's good, guys? It's your boy AmaFX. So this was a trade I took on Monday. As you can see, I took the trade on Monday. Yes, I took it within the session where there is volume in the market, but I was trying to invent the wheel. One thing in trading is that don't try to be the first person to start the trend. Okay, it's going to really deal with you. So this was what happened here. Okay, I saw my BVN under 1 hour. This is low, high, lower, low, and a higher high. Now we formed and took out these sellers here. But something I did not wait is for 4 hours. Now let's check out 4 hours. Okay, when we zoom into 4 hours, you notice that we have not taken out this high. Let me mark it out. We have not taken out the sellers who were at this point. So this market moved very close to it. And one thing with trading is that the more people it fakes out, the longer it goes in the opposite direction. That is just trading for you, because a lot of people, and it's very, very natural. A lot of people's money are at stake because they are thinking that this market is going to go up. Okay, so the longer and the more the market fakes people out, the longer the trend. Okay, so when this happened, we really dashed down. Now, if you watch what happened here, when we tapped into this zone, we rejected quickly. So this candle here also faked people out. This happened on Friday last 2 weeks. So this alone, plus what was happening here. So I was among those that were fooled. Yeah, I can say that. So nothing bad in that. You can be wrong sometimes, and you can be right sometimes. It's a game of probability. So yeah, that was what happened here. But under a lower time frame, I want to show us um what really transpired, what took place under a lower time frame. Voila, so this was it. Now, another thing that convinced me to take this trade was we were making a series of higher lows and higher high. This was our low. Now after that, we had this higher low. Okay, we were having higher lows, and whenever we're having higher lows, it indicates that the buyers are in the market. Look at the higher lows. So we kept on having it. So but at this point we broke down. Okay, so I was thinking, oh, we are now correcting, and when we broke down, we at a point we continued in the bullish move. So that was where I took this trade, but it failed. And that should be, was it on Tuesday around the 9 a.m. or thereabout, I was taken out of this trade with an SL. Yes, the trade fought for so long because a lot of people, and it's just natural. I'm beginning to understand a lot of things now. It's just natural because most people thought that we were going up. Probably at some point they noticed that, oh, the buyers will not win in this market. So I understand what's happened here. So, but yeah, it's part of the game. Yeah. So that was it for this trade. Okay, guys. So this was the second trade of the week. So I wanted for the session for when there is volume. So I entered this trade. That should be around that kind 4 p.m. Okay. So I noticed that normally we are now in a bearish move. Okay, finally I concluded that, wow, we are now in a bearish move. Apart from this that happened here, okay, this candle here confirmed it. This candle that started from 11 a.m. So when I saw this candle breaking out from this point that the buyers were in the market, I knew that we are in for a bearish move. So what I needed to do was to wait for the market to correct back. Now, if you go under a lower time frame, like the 5 minutes, you see you have a clearer picture of what happened there. So when I saw this, okay, I saw that we have broken out from these places that the buyers are strong. I'm going to show you. Okay, these are the places that the buyers are strong. They are trying to buy the market up. When I saw that we have finally broken out from there, so I was waiting to see a change in character. Okay, but we kept making lower highs and lower lows. Lower highs and lower lows. Oh, sorry, my this thing has disappeared. Probably due to poor network. Let me see if it will take me back there. Okay, yeah, thank God it took me back there. So I want to tell us why I entered that trade. So we're having higher lows and higher highs. So we're having lower highs and lower lows. Sorry. So which shows that we are still in a bearish movement. So but at around 2:30 p.m., the market started changing character in the opposite direction. We started buying back up. So when we started buying back up, I saw that wow, okay, now what I needed to do was to wait for us to break some of the buyers, okay, with a convincing candle. And exactly at 4:25 p.m. we took out these buyers here, okay. We rejected back up, and then we came back again and took out the second people that bought at this point. I knew that wow, we are now eventually trying to sell. So what I quickly did was I entered this trade around here when we must have taken out most of the buyers. Yes, I made 1:2 on this one, but I should have made more. And if I had placed this trade at this point, this was the point I should have entered this trade at this point. So if I had entered this point, I would have made around 1:4. So entering at this point would have, extended my profits. So, but it's all good. Sometimes you have to just play it safe rather than trying to, catch everything. Even if I had entered at this point and then placed my SL around here, this is also good. 1:3. This is a better way of playing this than what I did. So I entered around somewhere here. I entered late, which made me to catch 1:2. But it's all fine. It's all good. So yeah, that was what happened here. And even the market really dealt with me. So if I had entered here, okay, if I had entered at this point, that means I wouldn't have been greedy with my um with my take profit, because something happened. Instead of this trade to give me take profits by that yesterday, the day I took it, it gave me the take profit the next day, but it went almost back to my entry before the take profit was hit. But it's all fine. We can't complain. Yeah. What's good, guys? So this was the trade I took on Thursday. Okay. This was one of those trades that really surprised me in the market. It was a success. Yes, but it was one of those that, I was like, wow, thank you, God. Because this trade, it hit my take profit about 80 pips and then reversed immediately to my SL. That is crazy, man. You may not really know what happened here. So you may not really know what happened there. So a trade moved your direction and immediately it tapped your profit. It went back straight to SL. So, but let's analyze this trade together, okay? So, okay, back again to the point when there is volume in the market. Volume is everything. Everything there is to the market ties around volume. So now, why did I enter this trade? Okay, it wasn't that I was trying to invent the wheel like this mistake I did here, but the fact that this is a kind of an M. Okay, let's change to line chart. You can see the M here. And now we took out this one. We took out the sellers that sold down to this point. Okay, we took them out. And secondly, look at how we rejected up when we took when we were selling down. Okay, we took them out. We took out these people with a body of the candle. That gave me some kind of confirmation that we are now bearish. Okay, yes, I would have been safer that we are now bullish. Sorry, it would have been safer for me to long this market after we go past this point, but for the fact that we took out these two areas, I was thinking that, oh, we are now bullish, and I was right in a way, but that wouldn't have been the best option. So this trade was a very risky one. So when I thought that, oh, we have taken out these sellers at this point, and the market tends to be very strong in the bullish aspect. So in this type of trade, since we have not taken out this guy, don't put your take profit at this point, because the chances of it hitting take profit at this point is very, very slim. Because the ideal thing would have been us taking out these sellers from here. So when I noticed that, oh, we are now bullish, at least to this point, I wanted to catch this small move. So what I did was I went to the lower time frame when there is volume. Now, the usual thing, you wait for rejection. You wait for the market to correct. So when the market corrects, then you take your entry. Okay, so now we are bullish. We are making higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. So let me mark it out for us. Okay, so we made this higher high. Okay, we made a higher low. This low here is higher than this one. So that was what we kept doing. Not until this point there was a change. Okay, the market did as if it was going against the trend it has initiated. So this is a point that is very, very crucial. So at this point, we started making lower lows and lower highs. We made this first high, we made a low. We made a lower high, we made a lower low. We made this lower low, we made another lower high, we made another lower low. Okay, but watch what happened. We took out the sellers at this point. Okay, we made this low, this is an equal low, then we made a lower low. Now this low took out these people, these sellers at this point. So when we took out these people, I was like, okay, I think Francis, it's time for us to play this game. So I entered quite early. I jumped the gun, which I shouldn't do. But this candle here was kind of assuring. So, and yeah, I entered, and the trade, started going my way, although it really wasted my time. But as God will have it, around 1 a.m. The following day, which is Friday, the take profit was smashed. So I made a good amount with this trade. That was about 1:4. So yeah, that was it. Peace. Thank you guys for watching the video. I truly appreciate, and I pray that we keep coming back and I keep giving out value out there. Thanks.